Mentos, the fresh maker.
Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president again.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to.
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at 20.
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8th electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11th electoral votes, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
What's up, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, D-Day Cobra, and I'm happy to see all of you here tonight. And boy, we got a good one for you with all of the good news surrounding President Trump since his conviction. It's absolutely glorious. It's the biggest, it will go down as the biggest backfire of all time in anything. We've seen a lot of backfires, whether it be Hollywood or the gaming world or sports or any of these virtue signaling nonsense. This will go down as the biggest backfire in the history of backfires. It's absolutely glorious. Can't wait. We're also, for the first time ever, live on Twitter. That's right. So now, I know Tim Pool says it's impossible to multi-stream. Maybe we're just, maybe we just have a bigger show and more influence and more power. I'm not sure. More resources. But yeah, now we're live on Rumble, Kick, YouTube, and Twitter. It's amazing. It's amazing. All you have to do is hit a little button on Restream, and there it is. I mean, I don't know. I even see the Twitter peeps in my Restream feed. So I see Twitter, Kick, and YouTube in my Restream feed. Of course, Rumble hasn't gotten everything worked out where they have it directly connected yet, but hopefully they can get that worked out. But I do have the Rumble chat pulled up as well. So we're live on all of those platforms, and right now, Twitter is second place with viewers. YouTube is first. Twitter is second. Rumble third, and Kick is fourth. So, and I don't know. Maybe we'll start streaming on Odyssey as well again. Who knows, man? We just want as many people to watch wherever you want to watch, whatever platform you're most comfortable on. That's all that matters to me. So let's see who all's here really quick. I saw we had a big 50 from JMNZZ. For 50 says, shout out, scan in, snake pit, let's begin. Hell yeah. What's look at that, man. I love seeing the Twitter or X, but I'm one of the people that continues to call it Twitter. But I love seeing that I see those comments there. Let's see. Brer says it's Twitter is slightly delayed compared to YouTube. Okay, noted. I don't know if there's something I can do on my end from that, but as long as there's another place where you guys can watch, that's all that matters to me. I saw we had some gifted memberships rolling in already. We had Eric Guidewall with 5. Felon 0047 dropped a gifted membership. Lying Dog Face Pony Soldier with the gifted membership. Felon 0047. I love that name. It sounds a lot like the John Campea one, didn't it? Not quite. But for $1, thank you. Alan Tanasi for 10 says, the only poll bigger than Trump's poll is my poll. Giggity. Scanned in. Hail the Snake Pit. Hail the 199. MAGA 2024. Thank you, Alan Tanasi. JRG Project says, as a 90s Trekkie, I want to see humanity get to Mars. The only way that happens is a Space Force and Elon Musk SpaceX. Beam me up. Trump 2024. No more foreign wars. Make America explorers again. 1,000%. And yeah, I mean, Elon and Trump being connected in any way, shape, or form is good for not only the United States of America, but it's good for humanity. And I'm really happy to see that those guys have gotten on the same page. It's going to be interesting when Trump and Elon do their Twitter spaces together, whenever that's going to be. Not sure. On that note, on the Twitter side of things, Twitter... I mean, I don't know if there was an announcement. I mean, it's weird because, like, I think it's strange because there was this announcement that it says Twitter will now allow adult content, meaning, you know, porn. And I was like, I mean, that would be like me saying CobraCast now allows super chats. Well, we've always had super chats. It's like us coming out with a statement. Today, starting today, everyone, we will allow you to give us your super chats today. That's where the announcement with Twitter is saying Twitter will now allow adult content. I'm like, what? That's been a massive problem on Twitter. And the fact that Twitter is now, with their policy changes updated, I think it's a terrible move. I hate that it's on Twitter. I can't stand it. I don't have a problem with it existing. I just don't think it should be on what should be the #1 social media platform. I hate that it's on there. And but yeah, it was just weird that this announcement comes out. It's like Twitter has announced that they will now allow adult content. I'm like, okay, well, CobraCast allows super chats starting today. Official press release from the executives here at CobraCast, meaning me. We now allow super chats. So there you go. That's the equivalent of that, whatever that means. So yeah, very, very interesting. Felon 0047 for $1. Gerald Armstrong says, Jeremy, you need to buy the Trump silver coin with Biden in prison on the other side. Man, listen, these next 5 months are going to get wild. And, you know, as I said, there's a lot of information going around with the poll numbers. Now, the poll numbers are only that. They're just poll numbers. You can't take any of this into, like, you can't just take it home and go, oh, wow, it's over. It's over. But it is interesting to see that the trends are going on in the wrong direction, basically. The wrong direction indeed. So you've got Decision Desk right here. It says, Decision Desk HQ forecast Donald Trump has a 59% chance of winning the presidential election in Arizona. All right, that's a swing state. All right, and the reason I bring that up is because the swing states are the most crucial element of all of this. And in the swing states, he's looking really freaking good in almost all of the swing states at this point in time. Right here. So look at this right here from Decision Desk. So right here, Nevada is a toss-up. Pennsylvania is a toss-up, but it's got Trump winning by 6% in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania. You got Michigan a toss-up. Wisconsin, Trump up 56-44. Arizona 59-41. Georgia 63-37. North Carolina, Trump 67-33. This is crazy, the trends that we're seeing right now. And again, what people need to understand is that historically, Donald Trump has not been someone that polled very well at all. And he's typically always overperformed what the polls have shown us. Now, I think that there's something else going on here, in my opinion. I think that there's a lot of people that are trying to fake the support for Trump to maybe persuade people to not go out and vote. Go, oh, Trump's got it in the bag. Trump's got it in the bag. No. We cannot think like that. We cannot think like that at all. All right? That is a huge, huge mistake. Now, if you look at this map right here, okay, you see this. I think I can actually, let me see if I can do the other screen. Will this one work? This one will work right here. Okay, so right here, this is kind of the lay of the land as it stands right here. Trump solidly sitting at 235, Biden sitting solidly at 226, and then you have all of these swing states here. Look at that. Now, we just said Pennsylvania, he's up by 6 points, I think. He gets Pennsylvania. He's already up huge in Georgia. All right? And then he's looking good in Arizona. It's over. If he gets Pennsylvania, it's over. So that's where all the work really needs to go into play is Pennsylvania. And if he gets that, it's over. Absolutely over. So it's an interesting layout that we have right now. But the biggest thing to take away from all of this is that the post-conviction polls are not working out in Joe Biden's favor at all. This is a massive, massive, massive problem for them. Here you have this one right here. Clay Travis says, post-conviction poll, Trump gains a point nationwide. Biden doesn't move. So this is after the conviction that was going to destroy Donald Trump. He gained a point. Not only did he gain a point, you know what else he gained? He gained $200 million in donations. But not only that, Trump joins TikTok. Trump joins TikTok right here. Here's the quartering right there. Donald Trump has been on TikTok for about a day and already has nearly 5 million followers, and his first and only TikTok has nearly 73 million views in 48 hours. Biden started a TikTok back in February and still hasn't cracked 400,000 followers. That right there represents America. That right there represents the world. That is a very good kind of insight into how everything works, because that's how much more popular Trump is than Biden and how much more pull he has. One video, 73 million views in just like 2 days. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So yeah, that's huge right there. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying, and you're not wrong in saying it. We all know what happened in the 2020 election. We all saw what happened. We all witnessed what happened. We get that. All right? It did happen. And that's why we have to act like we are the New England Patriots going into the third quarter of the Super Bowl against the Atlanta Falcons. We are down 28-3. That's how Trump supporters have to respond to this. We're down 28-3, and we have to put all in. You can't get complacent. You can't get arrogant. You can't think everything's going to be fine. You can't do that, because that would be a massive, massive mistake. So we cannot do that. Dave Chandler for 50 says, I donated $500 to Trump and bought a new Trump hat. If they try to throw him in jail, my next donation will be $1,000. I've never personally donated to a candidate before. I just voted and moved on. These creeps have changed the game. Make them pay. That's what's up right there. Love hearing that. And you represent many people out there that are seeing this and going, we're not going to take this. Again, once people realize that they have the power, which they do, the game is over. And that's what Trump has made so many people realize. The people have the power. The people have the power. That's simple. Warren Smith for 20 Says, thanks for allowing me. Men's Mental Health Month is important, not to forget. Hail the 199 and the GCA. Thank you, Warren Smith. And yes, happy Men's Mental Health Month, everyone. That's what we're doing, celebrating that here, as we do every month here in June. So, or every year here in June. So thank you for that. We got over 1,000 people watching us on Twitter right now. Hello, Twitter world. Isn't that what OJ used to say? Hello, Twitter world. It's your good friend OJ. Let's see. Ministry of Wrong Think. I don't know why I thought to say that. Ministry of Wrong Think for 999 says Trump should use the backfire money to buy a bulletproof Pope mobile. Yeah, I mean, I saw there was an interview with Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump Jr. And let me see if I can find that one real quick. And the title was, what's going to happen if they actually do, you know what, to Trump? Right here it is. So let's see if we can rewind this. So you see the title right here. And I know this is clipped out during his interview. Right here it is. Will they try to kill Donald Trump? Tucker Carlson sitting down with Donald Trump Jr.
Once it's almost like you get kidnapped and the kidnapper has a mask on, but once he shows you his face, he's got to kill you.
Correct.
And they've shown their face.
Yeah. Again, I don't think there's anything they wouldn't do. I mean, you put out something, I think it was on Twitter yesterday, which was, sort of that extreme, like, well, if they can't get Trump this way, what's the next level? And I think they've proven that they'll do that in the past. I think we're now figuring that out. We understand it. I think the system's probably been broken for, much longer than any of us would care to admit. And for me, I saw it firsthand.
At least 61 years it's been broken since they killed the president in an election year.
Exactly. And for me, even when we started this process, I'd say it's safe to say I was probably the number 2 target of Russia. And I was like, well, there must be something to it. I know I didn't obviously collude with Russia, but maybe I took a selfie with an agent once because I took 10,000 selfies a day, right? So but even like knowing that I was a target, I was like, I still believed because I wanted to, right? I wanted to believe that America is the greatest place in the world, and you can do it. And I'm like, it's the FBI. And again, there's some door kickers that I'm still like, hey, they're home team. I get it. They're doing. Eventually, those guys are going to have to speak up, though, right?
We're long past.
I gave the door kickers a pass for far too long, which is like, hey, they can't go against the leadership, but like, when you're watching this kind of bastardization of justice, when you're watching this sort of lopsided level, when they spend more time, kicking down the doors of an Amish farmer selling unpasteurized milk than actually going after people committing terror because, they're trans or, whatever it is that they are, you really lose that ability to get that pass that I really wanted them to give. But I wanted to believe that everything I grew up believing was accurate, and it's all bullshit.
Yeah,
it's just all bullshit. So
and that's the thing. That's where I've been with it, where I'm like, dude, this is all bullshit. Like what we're seeing right now is bullshit. Everything we're seeing is bullshit. Everything we've been told is a lie. It's part of a manipulation tactic. They didn't just start doing it in 2016. That's not when the lies started. It wasn't just that was the day that everybody in the media and the establishment started lying to you. No, that's the day that Trump forced their hand and basically was a peek behind the curtain. They've been doing it forever. That's the sad reality of where we are.
We have to fix that. That's why we fight now, to actually make it so.
But you saw this on January 6th, too. I mean, I know that Joe Scarborough and the rest of the liars presented those people as like insurrectionists and dangerous. They were actually the most pure-hearted and 100%. The most naive about I mean, they were literally walking with pocket constitutions saying, no, you can't do this. They believed in the system much more than the people who put them in prison who don't believe in it at all.
Without question. And you saw that. I mean, the narrative was pushed so much. The clips that they used were designed to create something that didn't actually happen. I mean, it's so sick. I always say, it was the first unarmed insurrection in the history of insurrections. I mean, it's never happened before, but arguably, I'd say probably the most heavily armed populace if they wanted to have been, right?
Of course.
But of course it wasn't an insurrection. It didn't matter. And they just wanted to run out the clock.
Like they could hardly believe this was happening. And I think you're describing the same thing. Like you really believed it in our institutions and our norms and democracy.
I did. And it took, again, I mean, literally threats of, you're going to jail for treason, a crime punishable by death. That's like not a great swing thought when you're going through it. You know what I mean? I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
if you're the father of 5 kids, that's not.
And yet I still, at the beginning of it, I was like, and then it just, your eyes start to open and you see the games and you see the people that are on your side and you see the Lindsey Grahams of the world, right? They get on TV and they're on, Fox or something like that. And they're like, well, we must subpoena these people and we must get to the bottom.
And that's, and to his point right there, that's exactly why I don't even care about, the Fauci thing today. It's good that he's getting grilled. I don't care. To me, I've seen it so many times. It's good for sound bites. It's good for, Twitter moments. It's good to react to it. It means absolutely nothing. It means nothing. You putting him out there. It's a dog and pony show. Let's see some actual results here. We're not going to.
Bottom of this, I'm like, well, you're like the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. You have the authority to do that. But you're talking about doing the thing that you have the authority to do, but you're unwilling to actually exercise that power. So that was what disgusted me most about the Republicans, right? You're telling your base, the people who are watching, you're fighting, but you know damn well that you're not actually fighting, right? And we see that so much. That's the difference between. It's the difference between the Democrats. I mean, they've shown, hey, they'll put their opposition in jail, they'll smother them, they'll silence them. There's nothing they won't do to preserve power. We'll write a strongly worded memo and do nothing to follow up. And I think as long as you have that sort of imbalance in the response, nothing changes. Because the Democrats, they'll take their win, they'll run to the bank, they'll laugh their ass off along the way, and nothing changes until we actually start fighting back.
I think a lot of people yesterday, when that verdict came down, I'm among them, my first reaction was, wow, they'll actually hurt us. They would execute us, me, I'll just say, speak for myself, and there would be an MSNBC panel of former federal prosecutors telling their audience that I deserved it, and they'd be laughing. The Lincoln Project would send out a congratulatory tweet, and I was like, wow, there's sort of a lack of humanity, there's a coldness, there's an evil under all of this that I think I underestimate.
I think we all did. And by the way, I think many still do. Again, it's hard to believe that you could live through these last 8 years or whatever, 10 years and not think that. I mean, look at, that this is even, within 10 points in terms of an election. I can't name literally a single metric, a single one, geopolitical, economic, or otherwise, where we're better off now. And yet they'll outraise us, they'll do this,
We have more diversity now. Isn't that the most important thing, to have more diversity? We have far more diversity now, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the most important element. Doesn't matter if inflation is high. It doesn't matter if we're in multiple wars. It doesn't matter if the country's falling apart. It doesn't matter if the economy is collapsing. It doesn't matter if gas prices are high. We have diversity, and that's all that matters. That's the only thing that matters.
The media still pushes it as though, Bidenomics is doing wonderfully for you. I get it. I'm the son of a billionaire. If I'm pissed off at the grocery store, I'm not like one of these woke guys on one of these channels where it's like, my 3-month-old baby was talking about nuclear proliferation on the Korean Peninsula, Tucker, and she was crying. She was scared. It's like, I get it. I understand where I'm coming from. I'm totally comfortable with that. I've been blessed. But if I'm sitting there with sticker shock, what's the country feeling? If I see what's going on in my interest rates on my mortgage, man, how much longer can we do this? Then you talk about wars and trillions of dollars of spending, and then the Republicans are telling us that, the Ukraine is the number one most important issue for Republicans across our country. I've heard that from Mitch McConnell dozens of times. It's just not, right? I've spoken in front of more Republicans in the last year than Mitch McConnell has in his entire lifetime. And I think I've surveyed, probably I do it live, just at a speech, 1,000 people here, 500 people here, 5,000 people there. It's been a top 10 issue at about 65,000 people for 3 people. One of them was a DC sort of beltway guy.
Yeah.
He felt very.
Our resident TDS chatter is in the chat. Tanner says, okay, Jeremy, if Trump wins in 2026, gas prices better be down, the economy should be fixed, and we should have world peace. Tanner, you literally just repeated the 4 years that we had under Trump. Holy shit. How dumb are you? You just repeated what Trump did. When he was in office, we had low gas prices, the economy was booming, and we had world peace. Holy shit. You have to be a troll. You can't be this dumb. You can't be that dumb. I refuse to believe that you're that dumb. You comment on all my videos talking about how much you hate Trump. You're all in my live streams. There is no way you are that stupid. Holy shit, that's amazing. I wish I could highlight that comment. That was incredible.
Very strongly about it. Probably he was profiteering off of it. One of them misunderstood the question, so he thought it was a double negative. So it was not, in fact, a top 10 issue for him. Because is it top 3 or top 10? And one of them, it was top 10, but not top 3. And I said, sir, and I'll ask him. I don't care. I want to hear it out. Like, well, I'm from Kiev, Ukraine. I was like, I'm going to give you a pass. So I'm going to effectively say, out of about 65,000 people surveyed in the last, let's call it 2 years, 18 months, whatever it is since the war started, a little more, I guess, exactly. Basically 0 people have been in favor of this, but the leader of the Senate will tell us it's the #1 issue for Republicans across the country. It's just not so.
How can that be? I was in D.C. last night. I never go back. I'm from there. Mm-hmm. And I took 3 people to dinner, 4 people at the table. Nobody drank. For all 3, I am a teetotaler, so were the other 3. Yeah. And it's a good restaurant, but not like a famous restaurant. Yeah. Restaurant I've eaten at for many years. The bill was $800 for $800.
Yeah.
Not drinking.
I saw a clip of this. Whenever this, we watched a little bit of this when it first dropped, and so we heard this little portion right here. But inflation is out of control, and it really I don't know if everybody has fully comprehended how bad it is. Inflation is out of control. Everything has increased. Every single thing that we rely on has increased. It is astronomical at this point in time. And it should make everybody furious. It should make everybody furious with what we're seeing. Let's see. We have Hayden Wayne for 50. Says they attack our side, and we are seeing the BS hearings they hold. Where we all know nothing is going to happen to the actual criminal. But you know what? More and more people are looking at the hearings and saying, oh, fuck off. You're illegitimate. That is true. And that's why I didn't I genuinely think Anthony Fauci is a horrible, horrible person. That everybody is starting to realize that finally. The only thing good that came from, today's hearing was that interview that Marjorie Taylor Greene did, that she did after the fact. Let me see if I can find that one really quickly. Is this it? Yeah, this is the only good thing that came of it was Marjorie Taylor Greene's interview after the fact. Here we go right here.
George Floyd and everybody, and you all too, the media, George Floyd and everybody, and you all too, the media worship George Floyd. Democrats worship George Floyd. There were riots burning down the fucking country over George Floyd, and Raskin is in there saying we worship him. Excuse me, let me correct you, and this is really important. I don't worship, I worship God. God. And Jesus is my savior. I don't worship President Trump. And I'm really sick and tired of the bullshit antics I have to deal with constantly from the Democrats. So that's what we just went through in there. And then they're sitting there, they can attack my character all day long. What's his face in there, whoever was talking last was calling me insane. But yet we can't say, oh, they're attacking my character. Oh no, it's nonstop BS and antics. You want to know why? The Democrats don't have anything. They're responsible for the lockdowns, forced vaccinations, kids being forced to stay home, people committing suicide, and all the horrors that this country lived through during COVID. Fauci belongs in prison. He should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity. That's how I feel after that hearing. That's how the American people feel.
See, look, that's a little different than just like a press conference of we need to get things done. That was awesome, okay? But she's not gonna, she's not gonna be able to get anything done because the rest of the cowards won't back her up on it. But that last part on point.
People committing suicide and all the horrors that this country lived through during COVID. Fauci belongs in prison. He should be tried for mass murder, and he should be tried for crimes against humanity. That's how I feel after that hearing. That's how the American people feel.
That was awesome right there. That was awesome. That's the only good thing that came of this. Like the rest of it is just whatever, man. Like I don't buy into, the rest of their nonsensical dog and pony shows. That's basically all they're doing. That's all they're doing. So again, we are live on YouTube, Rumble, Kick, and Twitter. And hello to the 1,500 people watching us on Twitter. Over 2,600 here on YouTube, and we have 300 on Rumble. Let's go. Kick. I know Kick's like the last option. But that's okay. I love Kick. But I would say collectively, where are we at now? So collectively, we are going to be pushing over 4,000. Let's go. Hail to the Snake Pit. Hail to the 199. Thank you guys for watching wherever you choose to watch. It is appreciated. Let's see. Carl for 20 says there will be a reckoning. Absolutely. We are 5 months away now? 5 months away. Things are getting wild and getting crazy. And like I said, I know a lot of people have focused in on like, oh man, whatever, all the way up to November is going to be crazy. I think we're going to look back at the lead up to November after Trump wins and then the gap between November and Inauguration Day in January. I think that's where we're going to see the real hell actually happen. And we're going to look back and go, yeah, it was really bad the lead up to November. It's nothing compared to the lead up to the inauguration. That's what's going to be wild, okay? Like, holy shit. I'm actually nervous for that because they are going to destroy this country after Trump wins. They're going to destroy the foundation of everything when Trump wins. It's crazy. Let's see. Thank you, Carl, for that 20. Robo Guy for 20 says, honestly, with all the talk of bridge and how horrific it is, why don't we relay that to someone like Benny Johnson, Charlie Kirk, Jack Posobiec, or heck, maybe even Trump? I don't know. Better than thinking we're screwed regardless. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that, I don't have access to any of those guys except for Benny, but Benny has connections to everybody. But yeah, that's definitely something I can forward over to him. And but yeah, the rest of those guys I don't have any access to. But yeah, those all are good guys that if people have access to them, they highlight certain stories that we cover for sure. Let's see. Ishmael Mage for 10. Thank you so much. Emilio for 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Emilio. Appreciate you. Crystal D says, Jeremy saw on last night's CobraCast, listen, you didn't know about Bill Barr's endorsement. That means you don't know about Trump's response. You have to look it up. Greatest tweet of all time. Yeah, I did not know Bill Barr had endorsed Trump, especially with all the nonsense that Bill Barr has been spewing. So I'm happy to hear that. But if somebody has that, you can throw it in my inbox on Twitter. Robo Guy for 10 says, honestly, with all the talk of bridge and how horrific. Oh, I just read that one. Did you mean to send that one twice? I got a 20 and a 10 from you saying the same thing, Robo Guy. I do appreciate that. There's another thing I want to show you guys really quick. Now, I saw this, and this kind of, I'm not going to play the whole video, but it's a good video from Barry Cunningham.
With Trump.
And like this right here, this was the plan all along. Like, we're not dealing with one entity or another. We're dealing with a machine of propaganda. All right? A machine of propaganda. That's what we're dealing with right now. And this is a classic. This is the perfect example of it right here. The reason they convicted Trump was for what I'm about to show you right here. This is why they did it.
Donald John Trump. Don't choke. Is a convicted felon.
She could, it's going to continue, but she couldn't even say it. She couldn't even say it because she was so excited. She messed up her line because she was so excited to say it.
Convicted felon.
Convicted felon.
Why should Americans vote for a convicted felon?
Convicted felon.
He is a convicted felon.
Convicted felon.
I mean, people really have to say to themselves, am I going to vote for a convicted felon?
I get it. They're angry, okay? You have nominated a convicted felon.
Donald Trump is a convicted felon.
A convicted felon, convicted felon, a convicted felon, a convicted felon.
Convicted felon. Convicted felon.
A convicted felon.
A convicted felon.
Convicted as a felon.
He is now a convicted felon.
Convicted felon.
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 Is that a picture that they're going to be proud to show their grandkids someday? That they're standing behind a convicted felon?
Donald Trump is now a convicted felon. Are you comfortable voting for him in November?
Yes. The answer is yes. Felon 47 for President of the United States of America. As a matter of fact, him being a felon makes him even cooler. Makes me want to vote for him even more. And the poll numbers are showing that the American people feel the same exact way.
Do we want to have a president that is a convicted felon?
He has now, in New York, been adjudicated a sexual abuser. He has been adjudicated a business fraudster. He is now a convicted felon. And someone with that kind of record is patently unfit for office.
Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir?
Dude, that smirk from Biden had to be one of the worst optics I have seen in a long time. That was the moment where the old man, the meds weren't working at that point. He showed his true hand. He did. 1,000%. Absolutely insane. Yeah, I couldn't believe when he did that. I couldn't believe it. If you guys haven't, though, Barry Cunningham is he's a great channel. This is like a 24-minute video, and this is a really good video. We're not going to watch the whole thing here, but I'm sure our mod's going to be dropping links in the chat. So if you guys want to go subscribe to Barry Cunningham, good channel, good content over there for sure. But I wanted to show that little montage right there at the beginning because it's just like the, what was that clip from the media years ago? I've seen it go around so many times, but it was just like an NPC like line that the same media outlets were using all over the place, and somebody kind of spliced it all together. That's essentially what we're dealing with Donald Trump being a convicted felon. But we can't, again, it goes back to the same situation with the mugshot. They thought that mugshot was going to actually help. They thought the mugshot was going to hurt Trump. That was where everything changed. That mugshot moment and the way that Trump took full advantage of it changed everything for the better for Donald Trump. And that was another backfire from them. Now you're dealing with this backfire. And what's the next step for them? Hell, I don't know, but you know they're going to try something. You know they're going to try something. I saw this tweet here from Clay Travis, if I can find it right here. Clay Travis says 141 million in May. Insane numbers here for Trump's campaign. Who knew Alvin Bragg would turn out to be the biggest Trump donor of all? And there you have it right there. 141 million raised in May. 2 million donors. Average donation of $70. 25% of May's donors were brand new. That is directly from the Trump campaign right there. MAGA momentum is not slowing down. It's only heating up. It's getting crazier and crazier. And as I've said, I did a few of those videos on like the Charisma on Command, talking about how Trump takes full advantage of any situation, and he knows how to manipulate any situation. And all of the stuff that they are throwing at him, he's using it to his advantage because he's a master showman. This is what he does. It's what he does. They keep failing miserably. They keep failing miserably. And I'm here for it. But we have to understand, man, it is not going to be an easy few months right now. I personally, I even worry about what's going to happen with not only just my channel, but other channels that are covering this. I worry about that. That's why We're on different platforms right now because you just don't know. You don't know. And then we have this one right here. Look. Trump is actually in play in Virginia now. Trump right there is in play in Virginia. I'm telling you this, we are looking so good, but we have to have the mentality of New England Patriots. Third quarter, we're down 28-3. We're down 28-3. All right? That's how we have to approach this. That's it. So, yeah, man, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable the momentum we're feeling. All right, hello, everyone. We've got nearly 2,000 on Twitter, nearly 3,000 on YouTube. Look at you guys. Hail Rumble, hail Kick. Quit with the breets in the Rumble chat. All right, quit with the breets. None of that. None of that. We're having a really positive stream here. None of that, okay? None of that. None of that at all. Let's please not do that, okay? We're a respectable channel here. Gabriel Knight for 50 says the silver lining of all of this is it shows what a joke the legal system is. It shows how easily the law can be twisted and distorted by rogue judges and prosecutors, and it's time we have serious discussions about major reforms to the system. You know, that is the weight of what Trump has on his shoulders right now. It's kind of hard to really process it because it's him getting back in office is only the beginning. There's so much for him to do in the 4-year period, which I'm going to bring it back to DeSantis and why I'm so disappointed in Ron DeSantis. And I'm not trying to shit all over Ron DeSantis because I appreciate that he's at least, showing that he's got President Trump's back now. So I'm not trying to turn this into a criticize Ron DeSantis, but I really thought that a Trump DeSantis ticket was going to be something that was going to be unstoppable. And obviously that's never going to happen now. And it's so disappointing because if DeSantis would have been all in on MAGA and we would have moved forward with that, not only do you have the 4 years of Trump, but like what's going to happen after Trump? And that answered that question. Now, I don't know who the person that, carries on after Trump is. I don't know. I know a lot of people keep saying Vivek. I know people have mentioned that maybe Don Jr. is in that role. I don't think Don Jr. has the it factor it takes. I like Don Jr. I think he's smart. I think he's really, really politically savvy. I just don't think he has what it takes to hit that next level to kind of connect with people. Maybe he does, but I'm not sure. Byron Donalds is another good one. A lot of people are mentioning Byron Donalds in the chat, and I like Byron Donalds a lot. Byron Donalds is fantastic. I'm a huge fan of him, actually, and I would be okay with that. I would be 1,000% okay with Byron Donalds if that's Trump's VP, but we don't know. We'll see. But that's where the frustration with what I thought DeSantis was going to be, and it just sucks that it didn't turn out that way. Jason Ingram for $10 says, I just gave $25 to Trump, and this is the first political donation in 20-plus years of voting. Thank you, Jason. And I'm happy to hear that, man. And as I said, there's been a lot of people, like all I can say is like people are like, well, I want to give more, or I want to do this, or I'm from this place. Like, Trump can't do this alone. And there's people out there like Salty Cracker. There's people out there that are crushing it that need your support as well. So make sure if you're, maxed out on like your donation there, how else can you help, buy merch or support your favorite creator that's out there that's putting their best foot forward as well to, talk about everything going on, because the people are the only reason that, we're able to continue to move forward. And it's really appreciated for sure. Let's see. Mark Wad for 10 says, at the answer to Tucker, yes, they've already tried. The FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago had authorization to use lethal force, and Trump was scheduled to be there without a last-minute change. This is where I don't understand how Trump operates, man. Like, he travels all over the world all the time. He's interacting with people constantly, and it's like, how does he keep moving forward? How does he keep doing it? I shared this, and I can't play it, obviously, here on stream. I know that voiceover Steven, let me see, did he actually sent me something. Let me go. He may have got a non-copyright version I can play, because he made, Let's see. Yeah, both versions are, let's see, copyright safe. Hang on. Yeah, both versions of the music got flagged. I have redone with similar tracks, so this version is copyright safe. All right, so let me see if I can download this one that he sent me. So I uploaded this video clip from the end of The Dark Knight, and you know, I'm sure you guys know The Dark Knight. And the end of The Dark Knight that's my favorite movie of all time. And so that says it all right there. The last line from Gordon, you know, the son comes out there and he's like, well, he didn't do anything wrong, Dad. Why is he running? He's like, because we have to chase him, because he can take it. And I'm like, holy shit, that's Trump. They've made Trump into Batman. You have successfully made Donald Trump into Batman. That's what they've done. They've literally made Trump into Batman. These people are insane. It's unbelievable. And yeah, I think that's the best movie ending of all time ever, The Dark Knight. The speech from Gordon, the sacrifice made by, you know, Batman, the music, the Hans Zimmer score, everything about it. It's perfect. And yeah, so it does, though, the connection. You can go to my Twitter account. Many of you are watching on Twitter right now, but I uploaded it to Twitter, and I retweeted voiceover or Steven voiceover as well. His the Orange Knight remake that he did. It's really, really good. But I love seeing the enthusiasm out there from everything going on. Hang on, look at here. So this was, and I know this was news earlier, about an hour ago, but right here from ALX. Breaking: judge rejects call to immediately shut down Alex Jones Infowars. So for now, Alex Jones is safe, but we'll see how long that lasts. I have not looked into this story yet, but all we know is that we have judge rejects call to immediately shut down Alex Jones Infowars. So I covered that a little bit on my stream yesterday, talking about it. I know a lot of people were questioning, oh, what's going on? Is Alex just this? Dude, you have not been paying attention if you thought Alex Jones was actually like blowing something out of proportion. They've been after this man forever. And, you know, Adam Krigler put a tweet out the other day, and I thought it was perfect, where he said, the reason they're going after Alex now is because he's back on Twitter. That's so true. Because they tried to make Alex Jones irrelevant, and they kind of succeeded for a short period of time, but that was not going to last for the long haul. And luckily, Elon Musk brought him back to Twitter, and Alex has become maybe more prominent than ever now that he's back on Twitter. And of course, that's why they're going after him once again, because he's too effective. He's way too effective. Yeah, I heard Alex was on Krigler's show today, so that's really cool. That's really cool. But it's just sad, man. The whole situation has been very sad to watch, and I'm sick and tired of it. But it begins right now with getting Trump back in office. That's it. That's it. We have to get this done. If we don't, I mean, I don't like to say that, you know, everything's over, but I will have little to no faith if Trump does not win. I'm not sure what is going to happen, but it will not be good. Look at what's happened in the last 4 years. Look at what's happened in the last 4 years. It's crazy to think about how far we and this country, and not only the country, the world has fallen. And people can think it's crazy. You can think it's crazy, but I don't really care what these weirdos on the left think. Donald Trump is not only important for America, he's important for the world. That's the truth of the matter. The world is relying on Donald Trump winning in November. The world. The entire world. That's how much influence this man has right now. And it's scary, but it's true. Now, I haven't seen this clip, but a lot of you told me that that Michael Knowles was on Piers Morgan. I know Officer Brandon Tatum put this tweet out, so I want to check this out. I have not seen this clip. I don't know what the context is outside of the headline here. So let's hear what Michael Knowles has to say.
My fellow panelist here is celebrating that the rule of law has been vindicated and overturned 234 years of American legal tradition. I would challenge her to see if she could possibly articulate how and what crime Trump committed, because so far Alvin Bragg, the DA, has failed to do so. The judge in the case, Judge Merchan, has failed to do so. And they can't do it because Trump didn't commit any of the crimes for which he's been convicted.
Well, let's just ask quickly before I go to Kevin. Francesca, just on that point, what crime did Trump commit?
It was financial crimes. It was.
Holy shit. She was like a deer in headlights. Holy shit.
Well, let's just ask quickly before I go to Kevin. Francesca, just on that point, what crime did Trump commit?
It was financial crimes. It was white collar crimes. That is exactly what they charged him. He was convicted on.
What was the crime?
It's New York State law.
I understand. What was the crime?
It is New.
Francesca,
I don't even like it. It is
hang on,
literally he just got convicted on 34 counts.
Francesca, what was the crime?
Of like cooking the actual books.
What was the crime?
You are not allowed. So you are not allowed to use your own financial, like your own money, to pay off somebody, and then he logged it as something different. He logged it as just a regular payment, but he was actually paying off this porn star to keep quiet, which, if he hadn't been running for president, would not have mattered, but he was, and so it impacted campaign finance laws in New York State. Okay, that is what Juan Merchan just oversaw this.
Okay.
Alvin Bragg got these charges because Michael Cohen, his sister, was already sentenced to 3 years to do it.
Okay, let's just go before Kevin. I'll be very, very, very patient. We'll come to you.
Look, I'm no expert. Let me just say, hang on,
No,
Michael.
Francesca.
You are no expert. That's right. Campaign finance laws.
Holy shit. Okay, that was fantastic. That was phenomenal. I was not expecting that good of a clip. But her reaction, we're doing this one more time. It's just too good.
My fellow panelist here is celebrating that the rule of law has been vindicated and overturned 234 years of American legal tradition. I would challenge her to see if she could possibly articulate how and what crime Trump committed, because so far Alvin Bragg, the DA, has failed to do so. The judge in the case, Judge Merchan, has failed to do so. And they can't do it because Trump didn't commit any of the crimes for which he's been convicted.
Well, let's just ask quickly before I go to Kevin. Francesca, just on that point, what crime did Trump commit?
It was financial crimes. It was white collar crimes. That is exactly what they charged him. He was convicted on.
What was the crime?
It's New York State law.
I understand. What was the crime?
It is New.
Francesca,
I don't even like it. It is
hang on,
literally he just got convicted on 34 counts.
Francesca, what was the crime?
Of like cooking the actual books.
What was the crime?
You are not allowed. So you are not allowed to use your own financial, like your own money, to pay off somebody, and then he logged it as something different. He logged it as just a regular payment, but he was actually paying off this porn star to keep quiet, which, if he hadn't been running for president, would not have mattered, but he was, and so it impacted campaign finance laws in New York State. Okay?
Is she trying to convince us or herself? Because it sounds to me like she's trying to convince herself. She's really struggling through this one, man.
That is what Juan Merchan just oversaw this. Alvin Bragg got these charges because Michael Cohen, his sister, was already sentenced to 3 years to do it.
Let's just go before Kevin. I'll be very, very, very patient. We'll come to you.
Look, I'm no expert. Let me just say, hang on,
No,
Michael.
Francesca.
You are no expert. That's right. The campaign finance law is a federal law.
Okay, that's a huge win. That is a huge win right there. Holy play the rest. Well, this is only a clip right here. So this is all that they uploaded right here. So I don't have the I'd have to go get the video from YouTube, which I have no problem. I don't know where that timestamp is in the video. So maybe Eric, if you guys could look that up, Eric or Hailstorm or somebody, get me the YouTube clip with the timestamp of when that part happens, and I'll watch the rest of it. Yeah, so we'll check out the rest, because I want to see that. I got to say, Michael Knowles, for all the stuff, for all the criticism that we give Daily Wire and a lot of their personalities, Michael Knowles is awesome. And I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about Michael Knowles. And he seems to be someone that doesn't get as much attention as the Ben Shapiros and the Matt Walshes or, even the Andrew Clavens or anything. But Michael Knowles is actually legit as hell. And he's always seemed like that. He's always kind of, the little bit that I've seen of him, he's always kind of seemed really kind of just like super, super cool and legit. But yeah, this is awesome. And I love what he tweeted the other day where he said, I think he said in 2016, if I might be misquoting him, I believe he said in 2016, I didn't vote for Trump. In 2020, I reluctantly voted for Trump. In 2024, I will, like, what did he say? Like, I'll crawl over broken glass to vote for Trump or something like that. Something to that extent. But yeah, so that was an awesome clip right there. So we'll see if we can track that down. By the way, we broke 3,000 on YouTube and 2,000 on Twitter, ladies and gentlemen. That's what's up. Again, I'll be streaming this on Twitter, Rumble, Kick, YouTube, every single day that we do CobraCast. I'll stream it to all 3 of these channels. No problem there. And then also, I'm going to work on trying to do this through Geeks and Gamers as well, trying to stream to Twitter, Rumble, Kick, and YouTube whenever we go live from Geeks and Gamers, doing that as well. So thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate it, whatever platform you're watching. The Rumble peeps over there, very passionate, man. They are very passionate, and I love how passionate the Rumble crowd is about the Rumble platform. Brockatron says, Gary saying the Hobbit trilogy has better music than the prequels has to be the most faded take I've heard in my entire life. And I've lived with 2 anti-Trump feminist female family members in Canada. Yeah, look, look, I can be roasted on some of my takes too, but Gary's anti-prequel stuff, I don't know what's going on with Gary on that one. I fucking love the prequels. You can, especially episode 1 and 2, you can criticize them. Episode 3 is fucking phenomenal, and it's my favorite Star Wars movie. And the opening of episode 3 is the greatest opening in Star Wars history, and it's not even close. The opening scene in Revenge of the Sith is so fucking good. I love the prequels. I love them. Jenna Hughes says, just to say, hail the OG Snake Pit, hail the 199 Rumblers, hail the 199 Kickers, welcome and hail the 199 Xers. Blessings to you all. Stand firm on your convictions. We need you for the long game. That's what's up. I love hearing that. I love that because while there is like a mini competition between like each platform, wherever you prefer to watch, ultimately we're all here for the same goal, and we're all part of the 199, and that's all that really matters. So thank you, Jenna Hughes. I appreciate that. Sumo Orange, happy Pride, you beautiful fig. What kind of music do you like? I want to make an AI song for CobraCast. When it's made, how should I send it to you? 199. I like all types of music. There's not any type of music that you can, kind of pin me down to. I literally listen to everything. I mean, my favorite musicians across the board are people like Garth Brooks, Tupac, Elton John. All right, my favorite bands, I like Aerosmith. I like Guns N' Roses, Metallica. I like Green Day. I know they're left-wing lunatics. Old school Green Day is fantastic. I know they're crazy as hell. Most of these rockers are crazy as hell anyway. But I like country music. I don't like anything current rap or any shit like that. I liked Creed back in the day. Yes, I will sit here and say it. Creed was awesome. Okay? Creed was awesome. And they're like what was that album with My Own Prison? Their first album. Was that it? Was it My Own Prison? Was that the name of the album? I can't remember that. Was that the name of the album? My Own Prison? I'm trying to remember. Creed is back on tour. Was it My Own Prison? Human Clay was the one where they went really pop central. Human Clay was like their big pop album. But My Own Prison was like the one where they were still relatively kind of unknown and people were starting to get to know them. But then Human Clay, they went super big mainstream on that one. Didn't like that one as much. but My Own Prison is a phenomenal album. That is like one of the few perfect albums, in my opinion. I love that album so much. So yeah, pick your poison. I listen to all type of music except anything current. Like, I just can't deal with current music. I can't do it. I don't know. Like, everything is overly produced. I think that we have a severe lack of talent these days. And I'm very kind of like laid back on the type of music I'll listen to, but I can't listen to any of this new shit, man. It's really bad. There's a lot of bad stuff these days. Like, I hear people talking about like Drake is a great rapper or something, and I'm like, dude, I grew up on Tupac and Biggie and Rakim and Too Short and Two Live Crew. Miss me with the Drake bullshit, okay? Like, I can't, no. This Drake, I can't even name some of these rappers. I used to love rap music back in the day. But yeah, Ice Cube's good. I wouldn't call Ice Cube the GOAT. I would call Tupac the GOAT rapper. But Ice Cube was awesome back in the day. Warren G! Somebody mentioned Warren G. Warren G, man. I had his first album. It was damn good. JMNZZ. Rational person. What crime did Trump commit? Cultist. He broke the law. Rational person. Which one? Cultist. The law. I saw somebody mention Paramore. I liked a few of their songs. I think one of their like first couple of albums. I liked a few of their songs. Warren Smith says, I'm Warren G. Warren G is awesome. Regulators. That's right. Regulators. Let's see. Vlad for 199 says, here's to help your campaign against Tim Pool. I have no campaign against Tim. I have nothing. I think Tim is a necessary piece to this puzzle right now. He has a great show. I criticize him a lot. As a matter of fact, check this out. Because we all know that Tim had that whole moment the other day where he nuked his YouTube clip. And the Biden campaign used it. Look at this. So the Biden campaign used it against him. Trump operatives say their plan is to jail and execute those who don't support Trump if he wins, echoing Project 2025. They have since scrubbed this video from YouTube. You see, this is where all Tim needs to do is whenever Laura says the thing she says, which is probably, he's not wrong in terms of like, that can be used against him. That's where he corrects it and go, hold on just a minute. We are not calling for that. We are not calling for that. And if Laura Loomer kicks back even more, then at that point, I could see the reason for pulling it. But pulling it without denouncing the thing that was said for the optics is bad. And now look how they're using it. This video has since been scrubbed from YouTube. And it's because the moment she says it, Tim ends the link. He ends the stream immediately. He ends it. Done. When he should have said, hold on, we are not going to sit here and call for violence. We do not stand for that, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. Put the stupid clarification out, just like we always have to do. Every time somebody says something stupid on our streams, we have to go, well, we're not, in Minecraft or something like that, but adding that doesn't give them the ability to put this right here. That right there, that gives them they are able to weaponize it right there. So, yeah, I'll just criticize him when he needs to be criticized. That's all. Not a big deal, really. Not a big deal. Hayden Wayne, 420, says, the Duel of the Fates at the end of Phantom Menace was watching true masters of lightsabers going at it. The first time I remember seeing such an intense, action-packed battle in cinema. Saw others later, but it's my first. Yeah, I mean, to me, the prequels have aged very, very well. The prequels have aged very well. Still have problems with both the first and the second, episode 1 and 2. I think episode 2 is worse. I think episode 1 has aged better than 2. I think most people rejected episode 1 initially for a long time. I think now people look at it and go, yeah, episode 1's better than episode 2. But episode 3 is the best. Somebody said Hoobastank in my chat. I know one song from Hoobastank. I know one song, and that's The Reason. That's the only song I know from Hoobastank. Batgoat listens to ABBA. You know, they play that, Trump plays that song at his rallies. Before he gets there, Dancing Queen is part of the rotation. Let's see. Two more Orange says, I made a Trump AI song, DMing it to you on Twitter. Noted. Bilbo T. Baggins says, Hail, Jeremy. I don't know if you've talked about this, but Modern Warfare 3 has trans bullets for June. Shaking my head. This is ridiculous, Trump 2024. I saw that story. It's going to be one of the biggest backfires ever for them. Like, holy shit, taking virtue signaling to the next level. You know, as a matter of fact, I just the other day, because I am looking forward to covering Black Ops 6, so I decided I was going to play Black Ops Cold War, which I did enjoy. I played Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer for, this was 3 days ago. I hated it. Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer is so bad. It's so bad. And it's just I miss the Modern Warfare lobbies, man, and we're never going to have anything like that again. And it's so sad. That's the reality of where we are. But yeah, I did hear about that. I need to make more videos for Geeks and Gamers. I've been behind on that because I've been doing so much in all these other places. Mark Watt for 10 says, we need either a period of negative inflation, deflation, or zero or negligible inflation alongside record-breaking growth. Trump should be good for the latter. Abolish the Federal Reserve. I mean, I think, the moment that Trump gets elected, that's going to change the perception of everything. The markets will change. It's going to be a game changer when I want to say when. But it's probably better to start saying if, because we still need to put that idea out there that we are in the third quarter of the Super Bowl, and we are the Patriots, and they are the Falcons, and they have a 28-3 lead. And that's the mentality we have to have. So the question is it better to say when or if he wins? I still think it's better to say when. I think it's better to say when, not if. We gotta do that though. We've got to keep that mentality. That mentality is extremely important. Coalee says Trump is now a convicted felon. You should abandon all of your beliefs and fall in now. News media, 1,000%. GL Dude says, I'd rather vote for a convicted felon than an unconvicted felon. Agreed. Pop Culture Rocks says Sinclair Media is what you're talking about. That's the one. Let me see if I can find that one really quick. Sinclair Media. It's so funny. Here it is right here. Is this it? I think this is it right here.
Have you seen this segment?
Well, Washington Post has this uploaded. I guess we'll go for it. We'll see. Here we go.
Have you seen this segment on your local news?
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism.
But we are concerned about the troubling trend of irresponsible one-sided...
If you have, your local news station is owned by Sinclair Broadcast Group. If you haven't, you've probably seen...
All right, I don't want to fucking hear your commentary, so hang on. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want a mainstream outlet uploading that shit.
The sharing of biased and...
Yeah, I think this is it right here. Here we go.
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets
That's not the one either. Have they scrubbed this thing? Wow, I guess they've scrubbed. I don't know. I can't find it right now. But if you guys want to look it up, I'm sure you can find it if you dig. But all of my results are mainstream outlets covering that shit, which is bullshit. Which is kind of the problem on YouTube now. Again, the U in YouTube is no longer YouTube. It's them-tube. You know what I mean? Like they don't want like independent voices having any type of influence or anything like that. I got that Sumo Orange message, Jed, the one that's not the $5. I got that one. Let's see here. Zevin Cross says, I think clip you're talking about is called Threat to Our Democracy. Absolutely, that's it. Cellular Dream says, Sydney Sweeney feet, where are my sweets at? You guys... You guys are a trip, man. I swear. Really? All right, let's see. Marquand says, just to Stillman. Let's see. The Anakin got let's see. Anakin blew up the Death Star guy. Maybe he's only seen the first movie and everyone doesn't want him to spoil the Empire Strikes Back for him. LOL. No, he don't care. Yeah, man. So, matter of fact, over on Instagram, Krista Nova, shout out to Krista Nova, she uploaded a clip to Geeks and Gamers Instagram. Last I looked, it has, let me look right now. It had over like 6 million views, I think. It's at 7.8 million views on the Geeks and Gamers Instagram now of that interview. 7.8 million views in like 2 days. That's crazy. She's been crushing it over there on Instagram with Park Hoppin' and Geeks and Gamers. And so shout out to her. Really Now says, ha, true Democrat. You can't use your own funds to pay a lawsuit. Of course not by Democrat standards. You use a taxpayer-funded congressional slush fund. What a use your imagination. Yeah, I mean, what a insert word, basically. You know what I mean? Let's see. What is this? W.I. Is that Will Jai 1090? What they're not saying is that if Trump violated campaign finance laws, then he'd be charged with a federal level. They passed on it. So they need to answer, what law did Trump break? Well, and that's the thing, is none of the outlets, and this is where the messaging will fall apart, is they can't actually give any specifics because it's nonsense. The thing that they're trying to, I think Megyn Kelly said it, where this is basically like a Frankenstein like case that they've pieced together to try. And again, the whole point is it's not to make this stick. They know it's not going to stick. They know that either through the appeals process or when it ultimately goes to the Supreme Court, they know it's going to be overturned. They know that. This is all strategic. This is why they didn't do this 2 years ago. This is why they did this 5 months from the election. Because it's about the messaging. It's about the messaging of calling him a convicted felon over and over and over again. It doesn't matter if it gets overturned in a year from now or 6 months from now. And this is where I keep saying the Supreme Court has to step in. And I know that people are going to sit there and go, oh, well, there's a process. Fuck the process. They didn't think about the process. They broke every fucking rule. They did this. So fuck the process. We have the front runner for the presidency of the United States of America facing jail time over bullshit. And you want to talk about process? There was no process to get us here. There was no process to do this. They said fuck the process, so the Supreme Court needs to go, we have to step in. You are fucking up our country. You are fucking up everything. We have to step in. This is why we're here, is to make sure that shit like this doesn't happen. This is bullshit. Somebody needs to be held accountable for this. It's bullshit. Robo Guy says, it's not about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you get hit, how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Trump is the modern day Rocky Balboa. Well said. Robo Guy also says, by the way, if they're re-releasing Revenge of the Sith in theaters, I'm seeing that day one. Best Star Wars since Empire Strikes Back and the original, in my opinion. I love Revenge of the Sith so much. Love it. All right. Darth Racer says, Jeremy, it was Ben Shapiro who said he'd crawl over glass to vote for Trump. I don't think Ben Shapiro said that. I don't think that, maybe he did, but Michael Knowles, I'm almost certain Michael Knowles said that. Let's see if we can find Michael Knowles. I'm almost certain Michael Knowles said that. I don't think Ben would have said something like that, but that's not how Ben would never say something like that, in my opinion. I don't know how much he tweets. Let's see here. Looks like Michael Knowles tweets a lot, actually, so I don't know if I can find that tweet. Yeah, everybody in the chat saying it was Knowles. Yeah, it was Knowles. I'm not saying Ben didn't say that. I would be highly surprised if Ben Shapiro said something like that about President Trump, because Ben Shapiro is so programmed to be so negative when talking about Trump. Even when he's complimentary, he's still negative. And I might be able to find it right here. Let's see. Yep, right here. Here we go. I found it. I voted for Trump in 2016. So I did get it wrong, though, because he said he didn't vote for Trump in 2016, but he did. So this is the exact quote. I voted for Trump in 2016. I voted for Trump with even greater enthusiasm in 2020. I will crawl over broken glass to vote for Trump in 2024. There you go. But maybe Ben did say it. All right. Maybe Ben did say it, but I was referencing that tweet right there. Skywalker DFS says Coldplay is gay. I never really got into Coldplay. They've got a couple songs that I like, but I can't ever say I've listened to an album from Coldplay. There was a lot of hype around Coldplay back in the day, but I don't really care for Coldplay. They got a couple good songs. That's it. Darth Racer says, Jeremy, I heard him say that on one of his shows, except that Ben is for Trump. Well, I accept that Ben is for Trump over Biden, but I also know that if Ben could get DeSantis in there over Trump, he'd do it in a heartbeat. So he's reluctantly supporting Trump. That's it. How's the chat feel about Coldplay? Let's see. Not a lot of Coldplay fans, apparently. I never really got into Coldplay. You know what? I'm curious. I'm doing this to you, chat. I'm doing this to you, okay? I'm not even going to tell you what I'm going to say. All right? Hang on. All right. All right. There we go. Poll is going on in the YouTube chat. All right? You have to choose one. It's a rule. You have to choose one. There you go. Choose one. Coldplay or Green Day? Coldplay or Green Day? Now, again, I'm an old school Green Day fan. I like Green Day from back in the day, so I would pick Green Day easily. But I know how much hatred both of them have. I just want to see the chat go crazy. Oh, man. That was funny. Mark Wadd says, Dr. Steve Turley has taken to calling Black Pillars Denethor after the Steward of Gondor. Abandon your post. Flee your lives. Hope the Black Pillars remember Denethor's last acts. I need to watch. I haven't watched Turley in a while, so I'll have to go back and watch some of his videos. That's just cruel, Jeremy, says Wolf. Hey, it is what it is. Man, look at that. The chat mad at me, okay? The chat is really, really, really mad at me. I did not know they were going to turn on me that much, okay? I did not know. Vote on your own poll. Will it let me vote on my own poll? Okay, chat, I'm going to make it up to you, okay? Because I love all of you guys, okay? All right? Listen. We all make some mistakes, okay? But for the 2,300 on Twitter, the nearly 3,000 on YouTube, the nearly 400 on Rumble, and the 20 on Kick, I'm here to pay you back, okay? And I think the chat is going to love me, okay? You ready? Somebody says turn in your man cards. Not now, because guess what? I'm about to make it all right, okay? There we go, ladies and gentlemen. May I present to you Alina Habba. There we go. You're welcome, chat. You're welcome. There is Alina Habba for the chat. So you can all calm down and quit yelling at me. There is Alina Habba. Okay? There you go. Look at the chat. Oh, man, that was good. So, see, I knew. See? It's like a professional wrestling type of situation. It's like getting the cheap pop. It's like the Mick Foley, you know, when they go there and he'd get the cheap pop by saying the hometown. All I got to do is show Alina Haba. All right, that's it. So there you go. All right. All right. How's this poll doing right now? Oh, it's deadlocked at 50-50. Wow. Deadlocked. As soon as one goes above the other, I'm ending the poll. All right. Here we go. So we got, there it is. Green Day inches ahead. So Green Day defeats Coldplay. Right there. There we go. There we go. All right. So thank you. Hey, don't forget, we have Party Animals tonight. All right. Everybody's been screaming at me for the return of Party Animals. Party Animals returns tonight on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. So it's happening. You guys have been wanting that game to return. So it's not Mario Kart tonight. It's actually Party Animals. And it should be a lot of fun. Everybody's been asking. It's going to be chaos. We have not played that game in a long time. So we'll see how it goes. But it should be interesting to say the least. We have a 50 from Darkin. 50 says, let's see. Jeremy, I am sorry to derail things, but the fix TF2 is more important than people may think. If we don't call out the mass bots and the crimes committed by the cheaters, the PvP scene may be doomed and Valve could get sued. Do you have any comment? Well, I don't know exactly what this is in reference to. Can you give me more specifics? That story is, are we talking about Team Fortress 2? Are we talking about, what are we talking about? It's got to be Team Fortress 2, right? But I haven't heard about this. And I'm not a Team Fortress 2 player, personally. I know it's got a huge fan base, though. But yeah, let me know. Give me more specifics and I can look into that. And that's more of a Geeks and Gamers topic. But I mean, as much as this is not, I say this, I cover a lot of politics on this channel. This is not a political channel per se. I'll talk about anything over here. So Team Fortress, okay. So they have a big bot problem. I mean, how long ago did Team Fortress come out? Team Fortress was out forever ago. Are they just not? But it's got a pretty healthy player base from what I understand. Johnny the Whiz Kid for 2 says, I just donated 50 to Trump's campaign. Let's fucking go. That's what's up. Daniel Caven says, finally, something good to watch. Was stuck watching Mr. Reagan with Sebastian Gorka, 199. Hail. Let's see. Over on Kick, Team Fortress got a bot problem because of the fucking Steam Marketplace bullshit. Noted. Katrina VR says, we must Pokemon go to the polls. Yes, we have to do that. Emerald Eyes, a.k.a. Mary N. What's up, Mary? June is for PTSD and men's mental health awareness, not a bunch of narcissistic degenerates. And while we're at it, the rainbow belongs to God. Yeah, I mean, I've seen more resistance towards Pride than I think I've ever seen this year. And I think it really just comes down to, like, I can only speak for myself, and I think I speak for the majority of people. And it's the qualifications that kind of get old when we have to do this, but it's because of the weaponization of how the left has done this. I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own home. I do care when you think that your sexual identity is the defining characteristic of who you are. I don't care what that is. I don't care if you're a straight person. If you walk up to me and you're a straight person and the first thing that you need to tell me about is your sexual habits and the things that you like to do, I'm going to call you a fucking freak and tell you to get the fuck out of my face because I think that's fucking weird. So on the surface level, I don't care about your sexual preferences, period. That's not how we should be defining people. When you define yourself as that, you're going to get called a fucking freak because that's what you are. It's that simple. Now, with the Pride movement and all of that, it's all about, I need to be known for my sexual preferences. No, you don't. And if you do, we're going to call you weirdos and freaks. Doesn't matter. So the movement to push this into every aspect of life, people are just sick of it. People are just sick of it. And it's weird. I remember this conversation I was having years and years ago about the Raylos, you know, and Raylos are this fan group of like fucking middle-aged women that, you know, have no love life whatsoever. So they fantasize about, you know, Rey and Kylo Ren in the Star Wars universe, and they draw all this sexual art of them having, you know, sex. It's so fucking weird. And we were talking about it, and they're like, well, what's the problem? Why do you hate them? Because it's fucked up and weird. It's weird to put your sexual fantasies out for the world to see. It's just weird. Like, I know as a human being that every person that I know, if I knew what their sexual preferences were, I'd probably be very judgmental of them, just like they would be judgmental of me, because no one needs to know that information about you. No one needs to know what you're into except the person you're doing it with. That's it. This pride is all about, I am this and I need to be. Nobody fucking cares. You're a fucking freak. And that's really what it comes down to. That's it. Jesus Christ. All right. So, Fantastic Mr. Knox says, did you see the video of Fat Alvin getting heckled? I didn't. I haven't seen that one. Aided Clock says, gotta stomp on the pedal and we can't slow down. Trump 2024. Let's fucking go. Jonathan Gary for 199. Thank you. Zeus Play says, I followed Q back in 2017. It seemed to all be coming true since WWGA won WGA. Let's go. Felon 0047. Did you see Jay's a VTuber? Yeah. It's bad. It's cringy. I don't know what the hell's going on with Jay. His V2. Only drunk 3PO, man. Only drunk 3PO. Like, his VTuber is so funny. I'm like, what are you doing, Jay? Oh, good old Jay, man. I swear, he's a living meme. He is a living meme, and it's fantastic. I love it so much. Where are we at? Yo Pop says, they keep saying convicted felon like it's a bad thing. I know. It's the coolest thing ever. Deadfly says, like Benny says, the founding fathers were convicted felons and or traitors for doing what they did. So F yeah, Trump 2024. The Fixer says the Declaration of Independence signed by 56 felons. Bird Up says, I bet not one person in this compilation clip can tell you the felony Trump was convicted of. Exactly. Stevie I Am says, I imagine that's the face Ashley saw in the shower. Robo Guy for 5 says, by the way, I found this mod called Super Shotgun 64, a mod for Super Mario 64 where you blast stuff with a shotgun, and it's hilarious. That sounds kind of cool, actually. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier says, Creepy Joe. Horny Alf says, hail Jeremy, you fig. I'll see you in Dallas. Need to get you on as a guest on Vets Talking sometime. Absolutely. Looking forward to Dallas, man. Darth Racer says, obviously, what was stated on Tim Pool show was hyperbole. Anyone with a brain knows this. Agreed. Bismo for 5 says, the GOP does have a bench. I trust the party to stay MAGA next cycle if we win. It's tough, man. I mean, again, like we are talking about Donald Trump, who is a once in a lifetime personality. Like, I don't know what it is about Trump. I can't figure it out. Like, his charisma and the way he just carries himself and the connection he has with people, I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've seen, there's obviously been charismatic people and people that connect. He's just next level. And that's something that, like I said, I talked about Don Jr. earlier. I like Don Jr. I think he's a good guy. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. He doesn't have that ability to connect with people. This is something that, as much as people don't want to admit it, and I understand that, Barack Obama has charisma. He absolutely does. He has a presence. It's not Trump level, but he does have charisma. He has a presence. When he speaks, he's really eloquent and he can connect, and that's why they basically inserted him into the position he was in, because he had that level of charisma that he, whenever it's a speaking role that he has a teleprompter, The man is magic in front of a teleprompter. Not so much when there's no teleprompter. He's a fucking train wreck when there's no teleprompter. He has no idea how to talk when there's no teleprompter. But in a controlled environment with a teleprompter, Barack Obama was a phenomenal speaker. Trump is fantastic in any setting. Doesn't matter. You can throw anything at the guy, and he's like, he can deal with it. Charisma is important. It just is. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton had charisma. He went on the Arsenio Hall show and played a saxophone. Everybody thought he was cool because he's wearing sunglasses. And he had a level of charisma. George W. Bush, who's a fucking retard, but he had that country boy charisma that you could have a beer with him and everybody thought they'd connect with him because he was relatable. No, he wasn't relatable. He was a dumb motherfucker who his dad gave him everything, but he talked with a country twang and he was from Texas, so everybody thought he was relatable. He wasn't relatable. He was a piece of shit. But these type of things matter. Piano Dean for 10 says, hey, Jeremy, in the true spirit of D-Day and the true spirit of the poisonous reptiles, I declare what's worse than finding a worm in your apple, finding a fucking cobra. Hashtag I don't eat apples. Thank you, Piano Dean. Lord J says, shipping is disgusting and Tumblr was a mistake. Yeah, shipping's a weird thing, man. And I just think I judge you on like a human level. Like if you are someone that publicly ships like fictional characters in a sexual way and puts that out there, I think you should be judged harshly. I absolutely do. I think you should be mocked and shamed. If you are someone that ships fictional characters in a sexual way and puts that out on social media, you are a fucking weirdo. Absolutely. Recoil Rob says, we need to vote down ticket so Trump has the House and the Senate to get things done. Trump 2024. 1000%. You know what? One person that's out there that's, again, I think that somebody that's doing, honestly, almost more work than anyone not named Trump is this person right here. And I know a lot of you already know him, but this guy right here, Scott Presler, this guy is a game changer, dude. This dude is a game changer. Scott Presler is amazing. He is boots on the ground. He is always out there trying to get people registered to vote, trying to clean up different cities, clean up different environments. But every time you turn around, he's trying to get people registered to vote constantly. He's getting mocked because, you know, he's not like, you see him and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on with this guy? Because you hear him talk, you hear his mannerisms. I think he's gay, but he's like, is he like, I think he's gay. Doesn't he say that? But it doesn't matter. The dude's out there working to get people to vote, to get President Trump back in office. And that's all that matters. So, we spoke briefly, and I was going to get, like, again, I don't like doing the whole guest appearance stuff, but, you know, having an opportunity to get him on the show, and I'll still see if we can get something worked out in the future. But, you know, he's really awesome in all the work he's doing. So I'm really, really happy to see that he's a massive piece of the puzzle. Really is. Can't be understated enough. Protos Prime says, what's the plan when they cheat again? Eat the bugs? Well, again, I think that's... that's why we have to operate like it's 28-3 and we're the Patriots in the third quarter. Ira Brownrigg says, let's see, if you can't recite the actual law, and there are 34 of them, then you know the trial was a sham. Absolutely. Chaz G, you want to make a damn mad, let's see, ask me where the crime. Bird Up says, love you, buddy, but there's no way the opening of Revenge of the Sith beats out the opening of A New Hope. Come on now. Dude, I first of all, obviously I love A New Hope, but the opening of Revenge of the Sith is just amazing. I'd have to think about it if it's my favorite opening movie ever, of a movie ever, but it's definitely my favorite Star Wars opening. And so then you've got that, and I've already talked about The Dark Knight's my favorite finale of a movie. Like, that's my favorite ending of a movie ever. But yeah, Revenge of the Sith is fantastic. Let me see. Somebody says, "Yep, I'm out." He said Patriots too many times. Take care, everyone. I didn't. When did I say Patriots? Did I say Patriots? Did I say New England Patriots? Like the team that Tom Brady played for, the New England Patriots? Is that the reason you're not going to watch? Because I said the New England Patriots too many times? I would hate to keep saying the Patriots because I don't want to upset you if that's why you're leaving. So I will try to not say the Patriots anymore when I'm talking about the Patriots and the fact that we are the Patriots and we have to pretend that we're the Patriots from the third quarter of the Super Bowl and we're down 28-3. Go Patriots. Chad's G. Oops, ask me where the crime is. Yeah, I was wondering where you were saying on that one. I tried to talk through it. Gary Maynard says Trump Nugent 2024. Slain Hope says Tim Pool is a fox in the hen house. Vols Time says, do you remember the good old days when Hunter lost his white lightning in the White House? Yeah, whatever happened with that? Whatever happened with that? Fucking cocaine was found in the White House. Cocaine was found in the White House. Are you kidding me? And nothing, but we're going to arrest Trump. We're going to arrest Trump. It's insane. You want me to start a poll for a New Hope Revenge of the Sith opening? New Hope opening. I don't know if this is the crowd for that, but I'll try it. And then Revenge of the Sith opening. Maybe Geeks and Gamers tomorrow I can do this one again. But right there. We'll see if this political Trump crowd wants to vote on Star Wars really quick. I don't know how well that'll go, but we'll see. Not a banned account says, I don't like sand. It's rough. It's coarse. It's irritating. It gets everywhere. Groovy Lava Squirrel Medic. Matchbox 20. Matchbox 20 was okay. Matchbox 20 was okay. I can't say I was a big fan of Matchbox 20. They were fine. Not a banned account says, re-elect Trump. We'll just hire Deep State again. Well, I mean, I disagree with you on that one. Loser Alter Ego. You want good modern rap? Check out Tom McDonald and Harry Mack. You can thank me later. You might like Electric Callboy for a good laugh, too. I've listened to a little bit of Tom McDonald. He's okay. He's okay. Is Dan Vask in my chat still asking to be modded? Really? Mr. E409 says, I felon with... you probably maybe say voted with President Trump. Hail the 199. Thank you. Vols Time says, how about AC/DC? AC/DC's awesome. Bird Up says, Coldplay is lame. Green Day sucks too, but at least they had good influences like Clash and Ramones. The Clash and Ramones. Coalesce says, I've tolerated Jeremy being gay, but that crosses the line. Dave Chandler says, Nickelback is great. Deadpool told me so. That one album I enjoyed, All the Right Reasons. I don't think I ever listened to another album from them after that. From Grega with Love on the subject of bands. Why don't you like the Beatles? I saw you reply to Razor Fist tweet. Where'd it go? Oh, let's see. Once trashing the Beatles and told you we're in agreement. I just don't think that. I don't think that the Beatles offer anything of substance beyond the moment they were in. Like, I just think that they were the first. So it's almost like, you know, DSP has like 200,000 subscribers because he was early on in the YouTube game. It's not like he was good. And I'm not saying that they're DSP level, but my point being is if the Beatles came out today, they would just be another band. But they were revolutionary because they were the first. You know what I mean? They were revolutionary because they were the first. And that's fine. I respect that. But Michael Jackson, you could put Michael Jackson in any time era in the history of music, and he is going to be the number one person in any era of music because he's the best. Because he transcends the time he was in. I don't think the Beatles do that. I think the Beatles were great for their time, and they were great, revolutionaries for the time, and they opened up the doors, but I don't think that they actually are that great. But that's just, a lot of people probably love the Beatles and are probably going to hate my take on that. But yeah, I just think that if you put the Beatles in today's music, they would just be another fucking band full of fucking dudes playing music. Nobody would give a shit. You know what I mean? Michael Jackson? Doesn't matter when you put... You can put Michael Jackson in 2,000 years from now, and Michael Jackson is going to be the greatest entertainer on the planet, and nobody is going to be close because that's how great Michael Jackson was. Bryce Murphy, I refuse to take part in that poll. It's like asking if you will take it in the butt or your mouth. Volstein says, have you tried the new college football game out yet? I haven't. I might look into it. I'm happy college football is back for sure. Cautistic says, Pride Month is about committing lewd acts in public plus children. It's an FU to decent folks who want nothing to do with it. Bird Up says, shippers destroyed the X-Files because Chris Carter listened to them. Fuck shippers. Agreed. Bird Up says, shipper. Oh, I got that one. SBZ says, you heard that Ben Beardo shippers shipping is weird. What? I don't want to know anything about that. A New Hope is winning barely. I'm going to stop the poll right there. A New Hope barely beats out Revenge of the Sith. Good results right there. SBZ says, I got that one. Chaz Z says, Hunter Biden thought about the drugs in the White House, so that's where I left that at. I got you. Eric K says, here's $3 for Dan's wrench. I am not giving Dan a mod until somebody sends a real super chat. I am going to grift off this motherfucker. All right? There ain't no way Dan Vass is getting a wrench in my channel for $3 super chat. It's not happening. All right? Not happening. Let's see. Mailman over on Rumble says, sent you an AP article regarding Uvalde family member lawsuit suing COD developers, Meta Platforms, and other suit against Daniel Defense. News came out last week. Check Twitter DMs. I heard about that. I need to look into it. I think somebody tagged me. It might have been you that tagged me on it too. So I do appreciate that. Samuel Vader for 2 on Rumble says, want to know how bad the bot problem is in Team Fortress 2. Look at the player number. Around 20% are real players. Fix Team Fortress 2. There we go. B. Barrett says, no more Breets. Sydney Tits is where it's at for 2 on Rumble. Thank you. Bill Dozer says, Rumble Studio lets you stream to multiple platforms now, Jeremy. I stream to X and YouTube from Rumble Studio, and you can stream to others as well. I have been talking to Rumble about multiple things, so that's whether it's locals and Rumble and some other opportunities. I have been talking to Rumble, so hopefully we can get some stuff worked out in the very near future on that, because I think it'll be good for us. And but 80% bots is a lot for Team Fortress 2, so that's crazy. Warren Smith says, I'm unsubbing. Jeremy doesn't align with me 100% in his takes. I've never realized this. Goodbye, all. I know. It's terrible. It's such a terrible thing that we have here. All this toxicity here. But let's see. Alex Jones for 5 says, I like the Phantom Menace and Qui-Gon Jinn. Liam Neeson is the greatest written Jedi of all the Star Wars movies. 7 and 9 isn't canon. Beardo is gay. I agree with that. Dan Vask is, he's trying. Now, what's going to happen? Looks like I'm going to have to do a Super Chat square up because I've got another stream starting in 15 minutes over on the Geeks and Gamers Play channel. I see a few more coming in. I'll get these as they come in really quickly. VJ Noel says, the Beatles are not my favorite, but you can't deny their cultural impact. And I don't deny their cultural impact. They sound like every band because every band was inspired by them in some way. I can understand that for sure. But it's almost like, just because someone sounds like someone doesn't mean I won't like deny their talent. Like, classic example. Usher and Justin Timberlake were both heavily inspired by Michael Jackson. I think they're both insanely talented in their own right, and that doesn't take away from their greatness as individual artists. But they're not Michael Jackson, but they were clearly inspired by Michael, and I think that's a good thing. And I think they're both incredibly talented. So there's nothing wrong with being inspired, and them having that inspiration is great. Dr. J probably inspired Michael Jordan a lot, but Michael Jordan's the GOAT, not Dr. J. So yeah, there's so many discussions this can open up right now, and I love having these discussions. Agmar gives a D-Day Cobra membership. Thank you. Slain Hope says, Green Day, what album did you buy? 90s, top 100 hits. What about Alice in Chains? Soundgarden, Stone Temple Pilots, damn uncultured. Well, hold on. Okay, first of all, Green Day, Dookie was the first album I purchased, and I very much enjoyed Dookie. That was a phenomenal album with Basket Case, When I Come Around, all those. Their American Idiot album was really, really good. That's where they kind of hit really mega pop culture, shit like that. 21st Century Breakdown was the last one that I remember listening, and I don't remember when that came out. When did that one come out? 21st Century Breakdown was like 2000 something. I can't remember. Stone Temple Pilots. I'm going to be honest with you. I deserve to be ridiculed for not mentioning the greatness of Stone Temple Pilots. I fucking love Stone Temple Pilots so much. Stone Temple Pilots is awesome. I absolutely Interstate Love Song is one of my favorite songs. I love Stone Temple Pilots. Alice in Chains are awesome as fuck. And Soundgarden, I liked Soundgarden. My first experience with Soundgarden actually was playing Road Rash on the 3DO. If you remember, Outshined, I think it was Outshined from Soundgarden was in that song. And I'm like, who is this? And of course, that, turned me on to Soundgarden. Soundgarden was awesome. So yeah, there you go. Future Boy says, Cobra and Geese and Gamers are solid. I can overlook small character defects such as Trump simping. I mean, that's what it's all about, man. Black Hole Sun is a great song. Man, the chat, you guys are out of control right now with all these things that I want to talk about, and I'm running out of time. Like talking about like Road Rash, talking about Stone Temple Pilots, STP on Gran Turismo. This chat's gone crazy. And Dan Vasquez here. I wish that I knew a musician, like a decent musician. I don't know any decent musicians, but hopefully I'll get to know one of these days. We'll see. Brer says Twitter is now ahead of YouTube. Really? It's close on my end. So it's got 2,600 for Twitter and 2,768 on YouTube. Oh, no, it did drop. Okay. Wow, look at there. ATV Off-Road Fury 2. Party Animals, Jeremy, we need Party Animals. Yes, we're going to play Party Animals. Gen X Cynic says, the Revenge of the Sith opening lost me when gravity and space shifted the orientation of General Grievous's flagship. What the fuck? But you're still cool, Jeremy. All hail the 199. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do know one. Ripa. That's right. I do know one. That's right. Ripa. I guess I do know at least one decent musician. I wish I knew more, but one day, maybe this YouTube thing will take me to a place where, I get to meet some cool musicians. I don't know. You know what? Dan said, I wish I knew an Alabama inbred. All right, that was good, Dan. You know what, Dan? No one has sent enough super chats, but I feel bad for you. So I'm going to do it. Chat, I'm giving him his wrench. Okay? Chat, Dan Vasquez is officially a moderator on the D-Day Cobra channel. It's all going downhill from here. Look at me. Unless somebody sends a super chat for me to remove it. All right? If somebody sends me a super chat to remove it, I will remove it. All right? That is, I will remove the super chat or I will remove the mod status if a super chat comes in. I mean, I'd take a $20 right now. Just give me $20 and it's gone. Like I'll take his wrench away for $20. Okay? It's all it'll take. That's all it'll take. So if we do that, I'd be good with that. And I think we could probably get that. All right. I mean, I think so. I'm going to try to wait it out and see. Dead fly for 20. Dead fly for 20. All right. So here we go. We get to remove it. All right. This is going to be great. Looking forward to this. Here we go. Community. Moderator. Dan Vasquez is gone. All right, here we go. So now, I told you I'd grift off of you, Dan. Hang on. It's gone now. Let's see, Dan. Oh, Linko Kenobi dropped a 50. And come on, comment, Dan. Comment, Dan. I'm waiting. It's gone. It's gone. Yes. No more. It's over with, Dan. Oh, Dead Fly with the 20. Robert Brokers says, keep Dan as a mod. Only 10. Linko Kenobi had you removed. Brer for 20 says F Dan. William for 20 says remove it. Argentina is the only real country south of the Rio Grande. Or Grande, I'm sorry. I was only going to do 10, and I got 20. All right, there we go. Lord Botha says, the only shipping I do is Laura Loomer and Nick Fuentes. What we got to do is make this obviously straight cis couple to happen. Loser Alter Ego says, give him his wrench back. He needs it. He can't work with sticks and whatnot. Dan could even ban anyone. Not anymore. All right. I have ran this one way too close. I know there's some super chats I missed. Let me see if I can catch a couple right now before we end this one. I know there's some member messages, and Anima Chain says, give Dan the power. That was a 10. Let's see here. Samuel for 20. The left always accuses others of what they are doing. They instigate and always create the very problems people need to be saved from. Keep calm, patriots, and follow the law. Long live the fellowship and Trump 2024. Thank you, Samuel. Appreciate that. And Bird Up says, give Dan a wrench. He can build a roof on it with his hut. We're going to have to make a judgment call. Really Now says, this is a real super chat. Thank you. Gen X Cynic with a $4.99. Thank you. Chris Corinne says, Dan, Jeremy is still not losing to your bone. Marco Ott says, D-Day Cobra also needs to cover the cost in case Dan's mod ship will cause the chat to burn into flames. Harry Balsack is feeling testy. He says, Michael Jackson is perfect for today's world since he's a transracial. All right, we're going to call it there. Party Animals is happening. Dan, I will consider giving you your mod status. We're going to have a meeting with the higher ups here at CobraCast, and we're going to take a look at it, and we're going to make a judgment. We're going to read the chat and kind of see what everybody had to say over there. Maybe we give Dan a mod over on Party Animals. I don't know. Maybe we do it there. This stream will raid that stream. It's not going to stream to, you know what? Do you guys, no, I don't know if I can stream this one. I need to work on getting the Geeks and Gamers Twitter account set up so we can stream over there. But Geeks and Gamers Play, Geeks and Gamers Kick, Geeks and Gamers Rumble, we're going to be streaming it over there. I am 6 minutes from that stream starting, so I have to end this now. This is going to raid that one, okay? I don't have time to end on Sabaton. I'm sorry. I know you're going to hate me for that, but I've got to end this stream. It's going to raid that stream. I'll see you guys over there in like 5 or 10 minutes. Maximus BT says, where my breets at? Stop it, Maximus BT. All right. All right. You know what? I'll give you the Sabaton, but you can't yell at me. I'll give you Sabaton. Elite Neo for 50 says, my fondest memory. My fondest memory of Stone Temple Pilots was getting to see them at the DeLuna Fest in 2010 at the Pensacola Beach. At Pensacola Beach. The rest of the band lineup wasn't too shabby either. Bush, 30 Seconds to Mars, Cowboy Mouth, and Willie Nelson, among others. Hail! That sounds pretty awesome, actually. Okay, so we're going to end here. Sabaton is happening because you yelled at me, and you know I don't like being yelled at by my chat because I'm a very sensitive streamer. Okay, but I appreciate you guys. I'll see you on Geeks and Gamers Play. Love you all. Have a good night. Thank you to Twitter. First stream on Twitter hit almost 3,000 people. What the fuck? That's crazy. Thank you guys. Love you all. Talk to you later. We'll do a super chat square up soon. Okay. There was another 50 that came in from Eric for 50 and says that the only characters I'm shipping are Jeremy and Jay. Jeremy. That's no way to end this stream. I'm giving Dan his wrench back off that one. I'm giving Dan his wrench back now. I can't do this anymore. I have completely screwed up. That is a terrible super chat that I just read. I didn't even pre-read it. And now I'm gonna have to give Dan his wrench back. That's the only way to fix this, because the only thing that is a bigger disaster than that super chat is Dan getting his wrench back. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to do that. All right. I got to end this, guys. I love you all. I'll see you for Party Animals. Probably going to be a few minutes late, but I'm going to get everything set up. All right? I'll see you over there on Geeks and Gamers Play. Hail to the chat wherever you're watching. Eric says worth it for $2. Bye, everyone.